Hey Taurus, I hope you guys are doing incredible. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. I am so apologetic that I have been so MIA. There's just been a lot happening in life. By the way, thank you for your patience, your appreciation, and sticking by my side throughout this whole entire time. Either way, I have done 2 zodiac sign readings. You are the 3rd, so I was deciding to get some done because I had some time. Either way, it's just been a crazy, lots of things have been happening type situation. Anyways, let's see. We have brighten your day attitude. This is an energy that obviously you withhold. Goddess mentality in the reversal. Now, you could be dealing with somebody definitely feeling obviously female, somebody who's not really carrying that goddess mentality, obviously. But this is more or less like what I feel is someone that's acting a little bit promiscuous. Obviously not very impressionable, since that's also in the reversal. You do have a Make-A-Wish card, and somebody here could be into cars or trucks. You could be a female. Plenty of females like cars and trucks too, or work on their own and stuff like that, so it's very specific. Whoever this is though, goddess mentality in the reversal, they could be acting spiteful. Okay, we also got somebody who could be handsome here, or it could be a female that really is attracted to somebody who they feel is very handsome. And that could be this part of this goddess mentality too. They're only attracted to the people that are handsome. They're only looking at looks. They're not really looking at the deeper depth of like spiritual connection, right? Oh, but they're handsome. It doesn't matter if they treat me like crap, or it doesn't matter if they don't take me out, or it doesn't matter if I don't get what I want from them, in a sense, right? I know I'm with somebody that just looks good. That's all. They look good. Right? And that could be driving you insane up the wall. It could be your own daughter, it could be a sister, it could be an aunt, a mother, it could be anybody, because there's, all kinds of different situations out there. But anyways, Taurus, this is your time to make a wish. So I want to repeat that so you guys have the ability to know the wild card came out for you. And you guys are a very positive person. You brighten other people's days. Like the sun comes around when you come around, okay? All right, let's get some green. Some green real quick. Let's shuffle it up. All right, what else we got for the Taurus concerning the same energy? What else would you like to add, Spirit? For some of you, it could be juggling a lot, or that other individuals around you are juggling too many things. Okay, I definitely feel it. Mental trauma, healing, this individual that's not necessarily acting impressionable. Okay, they haven't healed a lot of their own mental trauma. All right, something about that definitely is bugging you. Someone gives more than they take. That could be another thing, is they're giving more than they're taking because they don't, oh, it's fine because they look good. It's like, and sometimes that's not always a good thing, right? Maybe this person's sleeping a lot more, not necessarily feeling that free, but they're not gonna admit it. Okay, obviously you guys are very caring. You have something about, you're just worried about someone else right now. You're worried about someone else right now. So it could be that you are a male and you're worried about your best friend that's a female. Okay, for some of you, I definitely just picked that up. You could be a father, you're worried about your daughter. You could be a husband, you're worried about, I mean, I guess it wouldn't be husband material. It would be like maybe ex-boyfriend or something like that, and you're worried about, your ex-girlfriend or something like that. Or you are an ex-husband and you are worried about your ex-wife. Some of you, it could be grandpa, grandfather. I mean, I do feel like a male heavily could be here. Or maybe it's just more the masculine of the female. Okay, like, we're all part of divine masculine, divine feminine. And it could be that you are a female, but your divine masculine is heavily worried. Because I do feel it's very, very masculine-y, like very worried about someone. Not trying to control them, not trying to be possessive or anything. No, just because you care. There's just a very caring energy that I'm feeling from a masculine side. That they have a goddess mentality, or they have the potential to. They could be very impressionable if they really wanted to be, or they were in the past. Something happened, maybe, they could have got broken and they're not admitting it. They're just not saying it. Something like that is definitely taking place. It's not that this is hard to read. It's just very different than normal. And since it's been so long since I've been around doing readings, like long readings, that is. We do have loves the rain, the smell, the feel, the vibe, and the reversal. Ooh. Somebody's just not feeling the same. They aren't the same like they used to be. This is definitely you worried and concerned about somebody. It kind of makes me feel sympathy for you because you are so kind and empathetic to make your entire energetic field really more or less care about this person. You're not even worried about yourself right now. You're worried about someone else, which I can tell you it's a nice thing. It's a nice gesture. I think God really wants you to also know that he realizes that you do care and you do have concern, and that has been noticed and noted. Okay. But I do feel like with this also being the case, me being me, I'm going to tell you that since it came through me, you need to worry about you. You got to trust that everything will unfold the way it's supposed to. Obviously, we picked it up. We already know what's happening. Okay. But really, you need to worry about you. I know it's hard to do that, but you have to trust. That's one of the things, one of the biggest lessons, like most of us have not learned yet. That's why a lot of us are still here. A lot of us are still reincarnated. A lot of us have had so many different lives. We have to trust that everybody will fall suit to their destiny. And whatever that is, could be fate, because fate runs into destiny no matter what. Everybody has choices. That is destiny. You have a choice, but most of the time, I mean, that's like really 99.9% of the time, you are going to make the choice that you were always going to make, which is fate. Okay? We do have piecing things together. Deeper outlook is in the reversal. It's been hard for you to piece things together. It's harder for you to have a deeper outlook. That's what I'm here to do for you, is give you a little bit of a deeper outlook. That's what I'm trying to help you right now with, so that you have a better idea of what's taking place. But God is trying to tell you that you need to have faith that everything will work out the way it's supposed to. Okay? Let's do a little Osho's in though. Ooh, master. Everybody is the master of their own destiny, no matter what it seems like, no matter what people choose to do. Okay? It doesn't matter. People make wrong decisions all the time, hit rock bottom, and then fly back up because they learned what they needed to learn, and then they soar. That's just how it works, you know. Otherwise, if we don't hit rock bottom, or we don't go through dark times, or we won't have a deeper understanding, we won't have a deeper empathy, you know. So sometimes people just have to go through the worst. They just have to. I mean, we cannot control what other people do, and when we try to, we are intervening with the way that they should be able to learn their own lessons. Okay, even when people, I just talk to Pisces and they, you know, not necessarily are taking on, like, let me personally take on your trauma. No, like they're an empathetic individual and they bump into somebody and on accident, it's like the projection of whatever that person was, you know, going through or whatever, even if it's just a negative influence, it rubs wrong onto the Pisces and they end up carrying it not knowingly. Okay, so that's the thing. Sometimes we don't even know that we're carrying energies that we shouldn't be, and then so that's why we learn. That's why there's tarot readers. That's why there's mediums. That's why there's empaths. You know, that's why there's certain things, so that we can kind of really have a deeper outlook of it. I guess that's what the whole point of this is. But I feel like you have a ability to master your own destiny, just like all of us do. And I believe in you because I believe in God. I know God does have a plan for every single individual and every single soul. So this is very deep, because this runs like to a point where the understanding has to be very fathomable. Like, you have to really have a deep understanding of what I am getting at. Yeah, these are projections from other people. You don't want to carry others' projections. You really don't. You want them to keep it. So when people try to put that onto you, you don't have to carry. You can protect your energy. You can have boundaries. You can, when somebody says something to you, you could either have your open voice and say what you need to say, which is fine because you are able to do that. You are your own person. There's nothing wrong with what you have to say. And sometimes people get, oh man, I shouldn't have said that in the argument. I got a little angry or aggressive. Doesn't matter. You said what you had to say. You shouldn't be regretful. Another lesson of life is to live with no regrets. Okay? And some people go without saying something at all and they regret not saying something. So, you know what? Just say what you have to say. Always. That's the whole point of you having a voice. I can tell you that sometimes it's like when we have to talk to spirit, they come through kind of like a tuning into a radio, but it's not like a music or a song. It's a word or two here or there. They don't have a voice like we do as humans, right? That's the whole point of a soul being in the body, to have touch, taste, voice. Okay. But that's why we learn. That's what learning is all about. Is everybody's gonna do it differently. There's how many souls and how many bodies, right? There's nobody gonna be doing it the same. And if they do, that's like 1 in 2 trillion in a sense, because I mean only so many would be doing the same when they're kind of very similar to each other, but it still wouldn't be exactly identical to. You see what I mean? Let's get a spiritual message though. Since this is really running deep, we got worthiness. Know what you deserve. Know what you deserve, because I read it that way, but know that you deserve to receive good in all ways. Because you are caring, because you are kind, God does see this in you. You also got weight. Don't rush into action right now. Bide your time for better results. Now, something about the crown chakra or the heart chakra, yeah, that makes sense with the weight. Bide your time for better results, because your heart chakra, your heart is caring and kind. But you need to know what you're worth and that you deserve to receive good in all ways, because you're putting too much into something else that's not necessarily about you. But you are very worthy. Okay? Maybe you don't feel as worthy because you are too worried about others, and it's like you want to care about others more than you care about yourself, or more than you put into yourself, but really you should be putting into yourself. Now, I also want to tell you, that's another good one. When you put into yourself, it's not selfish. It's not. It's the most selfless thing to do, because when you do that, you set an example for others to also do that. The more you heal, the more you're healing the collective consciousness. And the more those other individuals have no other choice but to also start to heal. Okay? It is like a domino effect. Now I'm going to get some tarot. This tarot right here that I'm using. I'm been telling everybody I don't know the name. I could read the box, but I don't see it openly. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. Okay. For the Taurus, let's see what we have right here. Queen of Swords. Now, that's kind of telling you, I mean, on this card it says honesty. Just, you want others to be honest with themselves. You do. And that's something that you're very worthy because of. Let me tell you, for one. But the Queen of Swords is also very emotionally unreactive. Okay, they don't emotionally react to things. I think God really just wants you to stop really, I mean, not like completely stop caring. No, you can still keep caring, but don't get too emotionally involved. He wants you to be more focused on your own objectives in life, your own goals in life, your own mentality. You know, because as you could see somebody having not the greatest impressions on other people or whatever, you could be worried about them, this and that, but really, that's a part of their own process. It's a part of their own thing. God wants you to worry about your own goddess mentality, your own God mentality, you know, your situation that's going on with you. And that will reflect. That will. And that teaches you how to be a teacher, because the Queen of Swords is a big teacher. Okay? Very intellectual. That's the feeling. Very intellectual queen here. You're also a huge problem solver. Okay? And that's something that the more you work on yourself, the more you fix yourself, the more you heal yourself, the more you give to yourself, the more you're able to be that problem solver for others, the more principled you'll be, the more constructive you'll be. That's the energy of this Queen of Swords. Also, sorry, I have like my throat going out all of a sudden. Libra and Virgo. Libra's Chinese your dog, Virgo's Chinese your rooster. We just had the full moon in Virgo. Okay, it was the total lunar eclipse we just had on March 3rd. It is a residual energy for up to 10 days, but I will just say this. God really wants you to focus on yourself from that full moon in Virgo to the next full moon in Libra, which will be an Aries season. I do believe right around the 1st of April, okay? This is a time for you to work on yourself, to develop on your own strong personality, and be very self-reliant at this time. Also remain open-minded, okay? Let's get a little bit more. Even Two of Wands. There's a big decision you're about to be making in Aries season. That's what that Two of Wands is about. Okay, so you need to be prepared for that. That's what God wants you to know. What else we got for the Taurus here? Okay, King of Cups. But the Ace of Cups is in the reversal. So you are very wise. You are a very emotionally attached individual. That's why the Queen of Swords came out first, because God notices your ability to be emotionally attached, okay, and caring. Obviously, this is a relationship that did break up, whether it would have been a family ship or a real relationship, whatever it may be. Somebody cared very deeply. It could have been a relationship of married couple specifically, just because there is a female-male situation going on here. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Scorpio's heavy with both of these. Chinese, you're pig with that, by the way. Libra, again, Libra's heavy with both of these. Okay, that's like a Venus energy partnership. That's another reason why this could be, it was a partnership. Cancer's Chinese, your sheep, by the way, and Pisces, we're in that season currently. Chinese, your rabbit. 12th house, 4th house, 8th house. Pluto, Moon, Neptune. Venus, like I said, Mercury, we're in Mercury retrograde currently, which Mercury retrograde brings people from the past, a lot of different things, okay? And obviously Scorpio is the Pluto's energy. So there's that male energy though of the Queen. The King of Cups is very heavily male, but it does say spirit guide, spiritual guide on here. So that could be like your spirit guides are trying to get you to focus more on yourself at this time, because they do see how worried you are about this relationship. Okay. You kind of feel like the water cup, the milk got spilt. That's the feeling, crying over spilled milk in a sense. Not that it's a bad thing. I get it how you feel. I'm not saying like, oh, don't cry over spilled milk, blah, blah, blah. No, I get it. Like, I have literally cried over spilled milk. So don't get me wrong on that, because it's not a thing that I'm saying. But you have not been feeling the joy with this relationship or about this relationship or about this person. You haven't seen them feel joy, that kind of thing. So it's more or less that you've been feeling like this has been an empty cup. Okay? But God really wants you to focus on you during this time. Ace of Swords. Really, that's about new ideas, new plans, making new plans for yourself, doing things for yourself that you really want to do, okay? I'm giving it more light from the blockage of the TV. This is giving you more mental clarity. The more you do is clearer thinking. That's what the swords energy is about. It's all about the mentality, double swords. Libra energy again. Also Gemini, which is popping up in everybody's reading so far. Gemini is Chinese your horse. We are in the fire horse. Chinese your horse is about movement forward. It's also a Mercury energy, which makes Mercury retrogrades a lot harder, by the way. And Aquarius is here too, but that's that eccentric energy, being more eccentric with yourself, being more in the ideas, intellectual ideas, than it really would be like being more of the passionate ideas. You see what I'm saying? There's a little difference. But I do see you having some kind of breakthrough, okay, with this energy between now and the next full moon in Libra. All right. I hope this helped you in any way it could. I really do. Have a beautiful rest of your day, Taurus. Please like and subscribe if you have not already.